Welcome back to the TA4 you have. No, almost. Kind of has a feeling of it, isn't it?
Because we were also sitting cramped up in the couch.
Yeah.
Missing a couple cats.
Kittens.
Yeah,
And millions of them.
And Smash Brothers or Mario Party.
Or any kind of gigantic screen over there.
Well,
We should roll that one over here.
Yeah, but we have this one.
Pie Like Cry.
And Pie Like Cry.
We'll get Pie Like Cry later on today.
All right.
Yeah, that is
true,
true.
actually.
He is coming. Yeah, I was fishing for people, but they were all eating, so it's us here in the couch.
Because we don't need to eat.
Yeah, we don't need to. Yeah, and as you know, like we try to, or I try to keep everything in my life derailed from the main topics of conversation. So when I cast the Dota game, I just started talking about movies. When I'm at the couch, I try to sidetrack a little bit. So we'll talk about the tournament later when the tournament goes back. But as the players are eating and we're taking a short break, I wanted to talk to a lot of the people here because one of the things is not like the others, and that's me. I'm the only one that doesn't stream here.
That's true. You said yesterday you never streamed in your life.
Yeah, actually...
It's because you think you're not funny.
Technically,
was it a lie?
Yes, that was technically a lie because I streamed once that we were playing a raid in World of Warcraft and like we were all playing in the studio, so I turned my stream on.
What's your stream?
Statsman Bruno.
Statsman Bruno.
But no one watches it because it's like...
Follow.
No, there's like...
It's like Icebox Twitter account.
Nothing happens.
Never
Yeah,
tweets,
exactly.
But, tons of
people
followers.
follow, right?
Okay.
You are quite serious when you play Dota. I've played Dota with you. You do take it very seriously. You're quite...
Yeah, it's just like, that's the thing.
Yeah.
So, but I'm quiet. Anyways, Waga.
Yes.
I remember when you came to the house like over a year ago, Keeper Red Pandas, the project that
Pretty long
disbanded
time
us.
ago, yeah.
Like, by that time you had like 100 viewers in your...
Nah, I already had a fair amount of viewers, but I got more during that time. I think I got up to like maybe 2,000 regularly at that point, or like 1,500, something like that. Yeah.
But now you are doing better than that, and you sometimes get to 10,000.
Yeah, we're the babies.
Yeah, I've had...
Is it done in order?
A lot of luck now. Yeah.
No.
No, I think
Okay, you say luck, right? And I was going to ask you, like, what tips are there for, like, streamers? But if you say it's luck, well, get lucky. That's
Buy a casino ticket. No, like, the thing is, streaming is about several things, right? First of all, you need to have something that someone is going to be interested in. They need to think that it's fun to watch. But other than that, you need luck in terms of getting exposure somehow. And for me, it was, okay, I got into a good studio. That was very nice for me, and getting a chance to
You're
play.
welcome, Waga.
Yeah, a lot of luck there. But also, you need consistency. I think every streamer will agree with you. If you're not consistent in your streaming, you need to be absolutely amazing in some other regard. Like Dandy, for example. Doesn't have to stream day to day because he is Dandy. He can just turn on his stream and he's going to soak up all the viewers.
Right.
But consistency for a day-to-day streamer, yeah, that's...
My computer broke for like 2 months or something like that.
Yeah.
And like when I came back, the difference was ridiculous. Like it took a while to get back up to where average was again. I'm only a baby compared to Wagon now, but like consistency is actually the key. Like.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. I'm going to turn this into Lumi Ask for Help.
Okay.
All right, all right.
I have a problem with my stream, right?
Right, what's your problem?
So when I turn on my stream, I talk to my viewers a little bit. And the viewers go up when I talk. Like the other day, we were talking about like the Cloud9 Compendium Summit vote, and whether that is like a good thing or bad thing. Should tournaments do more? That's just kind of like talking back and forth with my friends, and the viewers are going up, right? As soon as I turn on a Dota game,
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I've seen you play.
Yeah.
So
I mean that's true. So
I don't know.
when you're trying to run a Dota stream, and then Dota makes you lose viewers.
That's a little bit tough, Lumi. I think maybe you should just stick to talking a lot. I mean, it seems to work.
Yeah.
Nah, but, you know.
Hey, people still ask me to do more story time in your stream. So
See,
if-
stuff like that.
People
is-
love story time.
People don't. Nobody else is doing story time, but there are loads of people streaming and playing Dota or
Wagon
whatever
does story time
games.
sometimes.
I do story time, yeah.
I've
Story
tuned
time
in for it.
Saturdays sometimes. We haven't done it in a while, but people love that. Normally do it by the end of my stream. I just like start talking about something and people are like throwing questions about everything. It turns into just talking about things in my life or my opinion on different things. Or just an open Q&A. Like I always say I'm going to do a 10-minute Q&A or 5-minute. Then it turns into like 70-minute at least. And time just flies because people throw many good questions.
Okay, I have this idea. Can we do a live Q&A?
Live
Q&A.
Oh, that's smart.
All the pressure.
So yeah, and since I promised Shiver followers on her Twitter, you can tweet the questions at Shiver Gaming, and if you tweet questions there, she will read them.
Right
And
there.
as long as the questions are PG-13 or the answers are PG-13,
Well,
that's an important caveat. I would be a good genie.
No new tweets yet.
It takes
For
about
30 seconds. You're a
Calm
streamer.
down.
You know this.
you know the drill.
Refreshing.
And yeah, but like, period. In the meantime, you are, I think, one person that people watch not because of the plays necessarily.
Well, the weirdest thing about everything really that I do in Dota is I'm bad at Dota.
Right.
Like my knowledge of it is probably the least out of everybody here, and yet I mean I still get work on Dota stuff. So I think what I try and do is have fun with the stream, learn something, play heroes I don't normally play, and a lot of the people are watching. And I mean, Shane, when I play with viewers, we're all bad, aren't we? Like I'll do a viewer stack where it's me and 4 guys from my channel. And there's maybe 10 or 12 people that are terrible.
I don't think you're as bad as you say you are.
Well, I'm pretty bad.
I think there's a lot to do with like when certain like when Wagga streams, he's like 100% focused. He's like winning the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's his. Wagga's really good at Dota, and he always wants to improve. But like for example, Shiver and me and you, like when we play, we don't really concentrate that much. Like
Yeah, we're kind of goofing
"Woo,
around, yeah.
But
playing
something
Dota."
I like that you do, Perian, and something you do very nicely, Shane, as well, when you're here on the cast, is that you like articulate questions that probably a lot of people are sitting on, right? That I wouldn't think about. And you make either me or Andy or Lumi reply to them and try to explain why this is
I mean,
important.
I mean, if I'm an average Dota player and it's a question I'm asking,
Then a lot
from
of
everybody
people-
average or down has the same question, I guess,
Yeah.
right? Or would have the same idea. So yeah, I mean, I love to pick your guys' brains, especially when you're watching a pro game. There are so many questions that come at you about item choices or whatever. Thank you very much. That's a nice thing to say.
I really like this vibe of circle jerking.
It's beautiful.
Yeah,
This
right?
is the circle jerk.
He's like even
couch.
wearing a
Yeah.
Twitch shirt, this guy.
Yeah, well, it's no coincidence that this is, a
Yeah.
tournament on Twitch. We're all Twitch streamers, and
Yeah.
well,
Representing.
kinda
Your next
like
paycheck
Twitch,
will
yeah.
reflect that.
And it's very important that I wear this shirt,
Yes.
or at least a shirt.
Where did you get the shirt?
Yes.
Like
Probably from Twitch.
do they
Yeah,
have
they
a
were
certain
like,
level?
please don't be naked,
Yeah.
take my Twitch shirt.
They sent me these, to my house, like a big box saying,
clothed you?
please, I know you can't buy clothes, but here, take our clothes.
You know, when you get to a certain number
Yeah,
of subs on
exactly.
YouTube,
That's what
they
I was-
send you a plaque.
That
That's
happens?
like, yeah, they'll send you a plaque
How
when
many
you get to a
subs?
certain. I think you get one at 100,000 is like a bronze plaque.
100,000.
subs, and then
Subs on YouTube.
500,000
Oh, on
Subs
YouTube
are
is another
followers.
one.
Shiver was like 100,000 subs on Twitch. How rich are you?
And then a million. It might also be for views. I
You
think
mean
it might be-
followers, right?
I think
like,
I
No,
think
they're called
subscribers on YouTube are called
Subscribers,
subs,
yeah.
right? So yeah, Twitch might do the same kind of thing. They should start sending out when you hit a certain number of subs or followers or views. They could send you like a little plaque,
Nice.
a little
Yeah.
statue, a little purple
I'll take
statue.
A little swag box, maybe?
Yeah, something, or $1 million, one of the two.
My
Yeah,
Twitter
that
is
too.
kind of getting flooded right now.
Okay, rock
Okay,
and
let's
roll.
go with questions.
First of all, hello Vlad. He's restreaming us and he's asking if it's okay.
Of course
Of
it's
course,
okay.
he's casting in Russian, and he is like in between,
Привет.
like privyet.
Как дела? Хорошо.
What does that mean? Previous.
Privyet
That's
is
hi.
hello,
That's hello.
как дела is how are you?
Yeah.
Davai. That's all
Davai,
I have.
davai.
Yeah, it's a-
That's all I hear from
Yeah,
the
yesterday
DP
was-
teams. Divide.
Just
Yeah.
go.
It seems to mean everything at once.
It kind of means go and fast and quickly, and just go.
Well, I mean,
Just go.
it's like things in that go.
Yeah,
Go.
Yeah.
I guess.
Excalibur used to do that a lot as well.
Waka,
Excalibur.
can you tell us about your professional history? Because there's a question from Donahoe asking if you will play in a professional team in the future, and he's asking about your past professional
I
gaming
played
as well.
competitively in Dota for over 4 years and participated in tournaments. And I look to go back into a team for 2015 is my plan. Nice hover hand by Bruno. But it's my plan to go back into competitive Dota. Right now I'm focusing a lot on streaming, but come the new year I will look into my options. Yeah, cool.
That's
Fair
good.
enough.
Can you make sure?
It's the camera angle.
John asked if
mostly
we
the
cannot
angle.
I
see
was-
Bruno's belly. There's a lot
Bruno
of
belly.
like I can't answer all the questions, and there's a couple of questions that cat trapped on the couch. I don't know. It's not true, by the way.
You sure?
Yeah, have you checked?
Yeah, have you checked recently?
It might be there, Shiver.
I will pass on that one.
Bulldog is probably in the chat, always.
Who do you think will win Dream League? This is a question from Dino.
Win stage 2 or win the whole thing?
Win it, I guess.
Win it.
Who's in it to win it?
Well, EG won the last big tournament.
Yeah.
So they can't win again?
I mean, I think they're the favorites, right?
Right. Yeah, they are.
Who are their main competition? Cloud9 and Tinker?
I know who will come second.
Yeah.
We all know.
The curse.
Yeah,
I don't see any team actually up at EG's level right now of play.
Didn't they show a lot of weakness in their first game, though?
They did.
First game of the day.
First game of the day.
Yeah, a
I
bit of
think-
jet lag.
Yeah, I think we got to factor that in.
Okay.
I have to say, like, I can imagine how your Q&A went from 10 minutes to 70 minutes because the questions keep coming.
Yeah, that's I can see.
And I've
That's
already
crazy.
been told by production that the game is starting in like 1 minute.
Go! That's a quick question.
Okay.
No.
Shoot them out real quick.
Hey guys, Waka Gaming, can you please explain the difference between 4K MMR and 5K MMR players?
I
More
want
skilled
KMMR.
players. Yeah, pretty much one game.
Go. Next question.
Okay, who will win a 1 versus 1 matchup between Shane, Lumi, Pyrian, and Bruno?
That's not 1v1. That's 1v1.
All of
Come
them.
on. Wrong
The
question.
Lumi
Wrong
wins.
ones.
I'll win.
Okay, could you please
Historically
tell Waka
proven.
how to
Bullshit.
improve at Dota?
Play more.
Yes, good. Next.
If you could
Lie.
create a brand new hero for Dota, what spells and rules would it have?
Oh,
And
God,
Jesus, that's a big question.
It was
Something would match the spell.
R-O.
recently, Pyrian joined Yogscast, and I really enjoyed his involvement in the Yogs gang. How did it happen? And keep it up.
That's a long story, but yes, thank you.
Yes.
Well, no, we have
When are we
15
going to
seconds.
suit up?
Now, let's roll!
Yeah.
Mandarin
going
or
into the-
orange to Vaga?
Orange.
Cantonese. Sorry, no, wrong. I misunderstood.
Wow. And for the record, Mandarin's better.
Okay, predictions. So there's a question. Predictions. It's somewhere probably in here. Predictions for the upcoming game. We
I
have,
think
of
it's
course,
gonna be
I got
close.
4ASC versus EG. Is our
Exciting
next
games
series.
is
I think
my
1-1.
prediction.
I
Like,
think
it
1-1.
sounds lame.
1-1.
I think if they get Slark, the Finns can win. But only if they get Slark.
2-0 if they have both Slark in both
Yeah.
games. Okay.
My heart goes with 4AFC. My
Yeah.
brain says 2-0 EG.
That's 1-1. Come on, that's 1-1.
1-1.
That's
Yeah.
true. Same reasoning as Lumi, but I think it's going to be good games. That's all I really can feel. We were blessed yesterday, though, with amazing games.
Every single game.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
crazy.
For ASC, we'll take the first one. EG will get the second one.
That's exactly what I think.
Precision.
Yeah.
huh?
I'm
what
going
I
for
think.
2-0 because EG had their first game of the day like stumble, and now they're going to be on top.
I don't know.
They won't lose any single game.
Yeah.
Anymore,
4ASC play that aggressive style. They unsettle anybody, I reckon.
It's a question because who's casting and why are we in the lobby? Do people
I
need to
think
be in the
cast,
lobby?
me,
we're in the
Lumi,
lobby.
and Wag.
Oh, it's all fine.
And we don't need to be in a lobby.
I'll get a
Yeah, we're
notification when the draft is starting. So, question. I have an idea to create a local Dota team and to be their manager. Is it hard to find a sponsor?
It's harder to be a manager. Just like
It also depends on what country as well.
Pants are vibrating.
My pants
Like-
are vibrating. It's
How
they
do you
can
get to be a
sense
manager?
sexiness.
oh well, I mean
It's
you have
you,
to find a
Lumi.
team,
From this
but
far away?
essentially,
That's
it's, if you want to go past the idea of just having 5 people playing together, it is a lot of work. It is just like you have to do a lot of lobbying. You have to do like make sure that you get your players into tournaments. You have to make sure that they practice how they should. You have to find them screams. You have to find them sponsors if you want to get them sponsors. I mean, sponsors, it's easy or as hard as the team is good, right?
Yeah.
If you have a good team,
Yeah.
you'll find sponsors.
And
They
personality.
have these tournaments now where you can come in as an amateur team, and if you rock and roll in that and start doing well and taking games
Or
off
Pretty
the
much
ASC.
every team,
Boom.
pretty much every tournament, like Star Ladder, Dreamleague. I think the Summit had open qualifiers
Yeah.
to their qualifiers.
Yeah.
So every big tournament that you have right now, you can
would-
there's no reason not to
Yeah,
create a team and go on
exactly.
try and play.
And if you want to be just like a manager, not per se play, you keep an eye on those qualifiers and on those tournaments, and you pick a team that you like, because you kind of have to like the team, like their playstyle, and you just try to contact them. Perhaps they are interested. I mean, amateur teams normally don't have a manager.
Yeah, I don't think it goes sponsorship and then get good. Like
Yes,
that's not
it-
really the way
you
it
know,
goes.
Pretty
that's
rare.
not how it
Yeah,
goes.
pretty rare.
So Lumi, one question before we go into the draft, because a lot of people have been asking where James is. Maybe you can give a quick rundown of what he's actually doing.
James is taking care of all the players, ordering them food.
It actually
being
looks
the
like a
daddy.
lot of work, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah, there's a,
He is constantly busy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seen him running
It's a
around.
very different James. I've
Like-
never
Yeah.
seen that before.
and you don't really just get one type of food. It's like they can pick
Yeah,
from so many
Basically,
different.
you ask like, what do you want to eat, and
They say
They
anything,
will
and you'll
find
get
the
it. Yeah.
restaurant.
They will
Yeah.
find where they have it.
So you need to have like what's the name of that coffee that is like from cat poop?
Civet coffee.
Yeah, you need to ask for that. Maybe like James will go
transition.
to
I would
India.
not be surprised to see him actually arrange that.
Yeah, he could do that.
It could
He would,
happen.
he would arrange it somehow. It might not have come out of a civet. But you got
He
some
can call
coffee
Nelson.
Damn.
shot by something.
Hoof is
God.
gonna come with Nelson.
Indeed. Yeah.
Here's your coffee, sir. It's earthy.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Oh God.
But we are going to go into the draft. It's going to be our first game of the second series of day 4 of the ASUS RG Dream League between EG and 4ASC. Let's see who wins.
Thank you for all the questions, by the way, on Twitter. We'll do this
Let's
later.
rock and or roll,
Good luck,
friends.
I was not expecting this many questions. Holy crap.
Come on, don't be modest.
No, that's got nothing to do with models because I was expecting questions, but I was like, ooh. At some point I had to click on more. Like, look at this. I take pride in answering all my questions. I don't know if I'm still on stream.
Why do you think I gave them your Twitter, not
Are
my
we supposed
Twitter?
to talk now, or?
I think, well, I
Because
mean,
there
they're
might
having
be
a
so
pretty
on.
interesting conversation, but we're probably supposed to talk as casting is sort of what we're meant to do, Lumi.
I mean, that's what you're supposed to do. I kind of just sit here and.
Am I supposed to do that?
Yeah.
It's a
You're the
massive
main
glare
caster,
office.
though. I mean,
Am I?
you're a full-time caster.
Full time, only 2 weeks in the year.
It's your job, though.
There's no Slark ban. Yet there's no Slark first pick.
And no Sky first pick because it's banned.
Yes.
EG, they probably looked at, let's say, any of 4ASC's games and
Like, oh,
realized,
first
like,
picks, yeah.
okay. So this is the first
There
time
you
we see
go.
anyone banning out the Skywrath and not letting 4ASC have it.
I
Right.
said 1-1. 4 anchors and the sea captain to take game 1. And now that they've got the Slark,
You feeling confident?
I'm going all in on that.
Okay. That's a pretty good all-in, to be honest. Jakiro is a nice hero, though, to have as a controller for Slark. You have the Ice Path.
Yep.
You do love that spell. How are you feeling, Purian?
As long as he levels it, I'm a happy man, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Avenged Jakiro also a pretty strong start because, of course, the universe plays an amazing Jakiro. We see Matumba Man in the picture here on the 4ASC.
I'll be honest with you, however Universe plays Jakiro, that is going to be my new way to play Jakiro.
He plays it often,
Yeah.
and he dominates on
Yeah.
that hero.
Yeah, he is crazy good with it, to be honest. And you can still also kick it into support role, but just because you have very nice hat, RTZ, looking so fancy. But just because you have Universe, pretty much, you want to put it on the offlane, or at least on whatever he wants to play it. So the players, of course, talking to each other during this draft. Jarax, the drafter for the Finnish team.
The Finnish guys, I mean, I haven't hung out with EG that much. I've spoken to Zai a few times and hung out with him a bit, actually, but not so much the other guys. But the Finnish guys, whenever you chat to them, they're all really nice.
Yeah.
Really nice guys.
I mean, we gotta still keep in mind that this is their first LAN as a full team.
You think there's time for them to become assholes? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Like,
Give them time.
give them some success.
Few more
you know?
LANs.
Yeah, there you go.
That's pretty straight up.
Yeah.
Okay, so back in the draft, we see Witch Doctor. Second ban phase here. Witch Doctor was removed by EG, and Visage DP gonna be the ban outs from 4ASC. Would you fear? Obviously, DP with Jakiro is like a very dangerous combination, but would you fear the Visage that much as well? Is it just to block the Drow Ranger cheese strat?
Yeah, I mean, Visage, Venge, Drow, we've seen it from EG earlier today.
Yeah.
I would actually say that Drow is still a fine pick in the sense that you still have the Venge.
You've already picked 2 ranged heroes
Yeah,
as well, and now a
but-
third. So.
And
Yeah.
she's decent
Look
against
at
Dark,
this.
right? You have the silence going through his invis at least.
Sure.
I mean, he can remove it, but he can remove pretty much anything. So even a Batrider ulting the Slark can be removed. So.
But I guess the flip side is also true because Slark always gets in the middle of the fight, and that's where Drow loses her precision or
Yeah.
damage.
I
so-
think the good part though is that she can push him away.
Yeah,
With
it is
her
really
silence,
smart.
this version of the silence, not the old one, of course, but being able to just gust him away is pretty strong. And Rubik, Witch Doctor were the 2 bans together for EG. Rubik being a pretty good ban, even though you don't have any major spell to steal. I mean, what is there really? Sure, the Venge, pretty reliable stun, and I mean,
I think Ice Path is actually a really great spell to steal because of the cast animation being 0.
that's true.
Like essentially, it's like a weaker fissure of sorts. Yeah.
But may I make one small point there, Lumi?
Yes.
Is it all right, if the Rubik isn't caught in the ice path, but the moment that Jakiro has cast his ice path, he's probably going to cast something else straight after.
It is, but his animation is also pretty.
That's true.
Yeah, the two dragon heads kind of have.
That's true.
Yeah.
They've got to arrange between themselves who's casting what.
Yeah.
So I think this AA third pick actually speaks a lot. First, it combines very well with your early game burst damage.
Yeah.
With your chilling touch. Also, the Ice Blast does decently against the Slark, preventing that regen even when he's out of sight.
Yeah.
And lastly, it kind of blocks the enemy team if they want to go something like a Necrolite, which is kind of a pretty popular pick, although I haven't seen 4ASC do it yet.
Yeah, and Razor, Arteezy will get his very, very respected Razor, I should say.
Played it almost every game at TI4.
He played it
in
a
the
lot
qualifiers, yeah.
over there and did really well, of course. With Razor now being added up, that makes for a pretty
Does
strong...
static link persist through Slark stuff
Yes,
or not?
it does. It
That's
cannot
big.
be removed. You can't remove the debuff as well, so even Dark Pacting is not going to get rid of that.
Wow.
And
That's
wow.
really strong, actually.
Wow is the right word. One interesting thing in this matchup is that PPD, we saw how smart his rotation was and the first blood that he could secure there. And we have also said that 4ASC, in my book, are the kings of first blood during this tournament.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Although not in the... I'm sure they played a game recently where they didn't get first blood and I was astounded.
yeah, pretty much. You get shocked when they don't get
Yeah.
it. Pretty much it's been Jerax getting it almost
Every-
every
more or
single
less
time.
every time.
Boogie has also gotten it once that I saw, but I'm curious to see who's going to get the first little edge over the other team.
4ASC, I mean, this is kind of Jerax he always drafts like in this particular order. He picks a support first and then picks a support last. And revealing all three cores, and the weakness of this particular draft is that they cannot push at all.
Yeah.
So,
And he's not going to draft a pusher last. It's very likely to be
Right.
something like an ES.
Earthshaker.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
And Sanking was not banned, right?
Sanking isn't banned. I'm not sure if I like this draft coming out from 4ASC. Because, sure, you could pick Sanking and Earthshaker, but suddenly you're looking at two melee supports. So I feel
Shadow
like
Shaman? Could you get a Shadow Shaman? That would give you some push with the Serpent.
definitely. We just have not seen Jerax play that hero yet. So
Yeah, that's true. So, of course, on EG's side, they pretty much know what they're going up against completely at this point, and there's a lot of communication between the players now as they figure out what they need to defend themselves against. But something that is always going to be the same when the Finnish team plays is that they always roam quite a lot with one of their supports. The other one tries to hold down one of the lanes, and that would be Boogie, of course. Meanwhile, Jerax is running around trying to find where he should create
yes.
a little edge for someone in the team.
And actually to speak more of that, and something we'll see 4AC do in this game and the next game and all of their games is that they put a lot of emphasis pushing out that first ward. They sometimes even buy boots on support, just
Or
smoke.
TP scroll.
Yeah, they just go really far out, make sure you see where the enemy plays their wards, make sure where you know the lanes are. That makes your rotation much easier to come back.
Yeah. This Mirana ban surprises me because I don't think that for ASC we're going to grab a Mirana really.
But they need range support, so...
Well, it would be good for him to get a range support. I
It's pretty good, actually, for the way they play, with a lot of roaming around.
Yeah,
Use
yeah.
the Mirana ult to gank and stuff.
Yeah, but again, something we have not seen from them
Yeah.
as of yet. So more like saying in this situation, it could have been good for you.
But they've seen his Rubik, obviously.
Yeah, definitely. So EG still have to reveal their last pick here to us, and it should really be their hardcore farmer.
The thing is, Fear is such a versatile player that you don't know if this is a safe lane puck or a bounty hunter or...
That's banned, but yeah.
Anything
you don't
can
know.
can
Yeah.
come up.
Except the puck. 'cause
Yeah,
it's banned.
except the puck, obviously.
So yeah, we'll kind of wait and see. I mean, if you go... never mind, Brewmaster's also banned, because Fear does do that quite a bit.
Yeah, it's a good ban out, to be honest, the Brewmaster, because if they got the Brewmaster Centaur Slurk combination again,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
that's something they would happily play. Obviously, picking Viper into Razor is also something that Jerax has done before for his team.
Gyrocopter.
Gyro. How do you think he will function here? Like, he's obviously going to be the farmer, but do you think he's going to be that good against these type of gap closers than a Viper?
I mean, it's a hero that allows you to fight early if you need to, and chances are you will because it's a Centaur Slark. Also, it's a hero that could get an early BKB without suffering too much in damage output because your spells are great.
Yeah.
There's a lot of synergy between Jakiro and Gyrocopter because We're going to see Universe get a very early Yule's. Yule's Ice Path call down. That's a ton of damage already. So, and
Also-
that combines with your Ice Blast. So I think there's a really good kind of fighting squad in EG that doesn't lack the late game potential. I think it's like an all-around great pick, actually.
Yeah, Gyro does provide tons of damage output and also a very satisfying amount of blue on the draft by EG.
Except the traitorous red head.
Yeah, that one head, but we can chop that one off.
That's a better head. You can't chop it off.
We need the red head.
Yeah, true.
Oh,
Okay.
Bane.
Bane, all right.
Bane is going to be the hero here. Bane does play really well to Gyro, so this
Yeah.
could be a reactive pick towards that last core of EG. Of course, Enfeeble is amazing against his flat cannon, just reducing a lot of the damage. And even the grip is really good when he has his BKB available on Gyro, so you can hold him in place and try to punch him down.
Bane is one of those heroes that every time I see him in a game, I think, why isn't Bane in more games?
Yeah.
Like, he's so good.
I think effing Mad and his team.
What a shirt.
I forgot what the name was. He was a big proponent of picking like Bane every single game.
Yeah.
And you know, obviously, I think Bane, when you see his like being the intelligence hero, people think he's very squishy. He's actually not. He has really good base stats. Nightmare and Brain Sap keeps him alive for a long, long time.
I think that Goblack planted a seed in his brain about the Bane, really, from the days they were playing together, fucking man. And this game soon to be starting up. The players. How much do you think the first game is gonna set the pace for this best of two in specific?
I mean,
Like,
I think it matters
how important
much
do you think
more
it is?
for ASC than for EG.
Do you think if EG wins the first one, that they're pretty likely to take the second one?
I think so. Just the confidence level, for EG is like, oh, it's just a warm up.
I
Even if they
especially
lose.
think because they got this lark that they wanted. If they lose with that, they'll be like, oh,
That's our like
they beat our big
trump
thing
card.
that's
Yeah.
destroyed everybody. So
Yeah. Just another day at the job, kind of for EG as well. Like, you need
Sure.
to just get into it. And they have had, one series to warm up with now as well.
yeah.
Which is very nice. And these are, should mention it once again, this is the second to last series for ASC.
Yeah.
And then they're done with this phase, and they're already guaranteed to go to DreamHack. Now it's about trying to secure a better spot.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't want to have to play more games than you need to, I don't think, once you get to LAN.
kind of big statement if you could 2-0 EG.
Yeah, absolutely. They should be proud of how they've done so far.
Well, you have to win the first game before you can go for a 2-0, though. So players are getting ready. PPD looking pretty confident with his draft. Doesn't look too disappointed.
PB pretty rarely gets outdrafted.
He is a very, very talented drafter, I would say, because he always has the flexibility. It very rarely seems like an all-in. The late game is secure. The early games, the lanes are pretty safe as well. I definitely agree that in the Western scene, probably the best drafter.
Well,
I was just going to say, sorry, Lumi, I think one of the things that helps him is that he's got players that can play a lot.
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah,
It makes it easy to draft when you're like, oh, you can do this and you can do that. So
That's a strong point.
Yeah,
that is a
for
strong
real.
point.
I think apart from Arteezy, and this is not like a kind of a shots fired at him, like all four of the players on his team.
What?
What's paused?
The game is paused?
The game's paused.
Okay.
Great.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so I think apart from Arteezy, the hero pools of all the other four players are just amazing. Like,
That is true. I mean, all of them are just outstanding on their position, and players that should be studied for any up and coming or aspiring Dota player.
Yeah.
You can learn a lot from their replays, and of course, servers have been a little bit wonky at times here as well for us. I
Of
like
course, the one thing I think we're all in the back of all our minds anytime there's a pause or someone DCs is, oh my god, are we going to have Brood and Phoenix in captain's mode when we come back?
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, that could be today, could be tomorrow. They tend to do that kind of shit on a Friday, so it could well be Friday, but
Brood can strike at any time,
literally, it's been hiding in the woods.
and it's gonna keep hiding in the woods,
Yeah.
just throwing spiders at you.
Yeah. It's so strange when a patch arrives in the middle of a tournament. It's happened to me about 2 or 3 times, I think, where, I mean, in some of the tournaments I've been at where I think Legion Commander was enabled in the middle of a tournament I was casting, and
Oh, yeah.
the organizers just said, you can't pick her. And everybody was like, yes, okay. Because they just didn't want to do it.
because no one pretty much wants to have that pressure.
Exactly.
So
So we're underway.
we're underway, and of course we see again the value of getting the early wards out here as for ASC rushing up with an ogre with the wards and same things. Boots on the ogre, of course.
So something that 4AFC have been doing is that they notice instead of using their centaur as a standard off lane, they actually use a centaur and dodge his lanes. Trixie has been playing safe lane centaur from time to time, and looking by his starting item of choice, he's got 8 tangles. I think what he expects is a 1v1 safe lane bottom matchup against Jakiro, but I'm not sure if that lane's going to get dodged.
Yeah.
Well, we do have Slark running all the way here on bottom. And EG did see the Bane as he ran down to place the ward. That's a big win already. Can they do anything about it? No. But they have the vision. They know the ward is on the lane. And that's already a lot of information gained for EG. Whereas for ASC don't really know where this ward is from the
It's like Juan Fernandez and whatever
I said to
PBD's
Charlie,
name.
what the hell is
That
this?
is-
Yeah, like what is this?
He just said they're just random names.
who those names are?
Yeah, they just made up names.
Yeah.
Okay.
They just picked a random name. I don't know.
Juan Fernandez is, I believe, Arteezy.
Yeah, it is.
And then PBD
Zai.
is-
No, Zai
Or
has.
Zai
Yeah,
has
Zai
some
is-
other random name.
Yeah, he is.
Bernardo Reyes.
Yeah.
Great, thank you.
Well, Boots first on AA as well. Interesting to see. And it is going to be a Jakiro top, so getting
Safe lane,
that.
okay.
Slark actually switched after Jerax saw the enemy run after them there on bottom.
Look at that synchronized dragon. Beautiful.
Synchronized flying. It's a fascinating sight. I'm lost for words.
Oh. If he can stun the right one, he cannot.
So mid lane's going to be a kind of a 2v1 situation, but
Do you think that's a good idea?
I think what he wanted to do is like essentially make the lane a little bit more difficult just for the first wave and then help out some other lane. But
He didn't enfeeble him though.
yeah, I mean, Fear in fact got more damage.
Yeah.
From him. He's like, yep, thanks for the damage. Now I'm going to last
Pretty
and deny
much.
everything.
So that first little rotation, Fear doesn't care about it at all. Also curious to see that Fear is the one playing Razor when Artesia is the one having such an extremely impressive record on that hero.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be Fear Arrow.
But talking to some other players, they also said that what Fear or top lane, a little bit of a harass to the Ogre here as they're trying to go aggressive. Something that a lot of people say is the reason RTZ played so good on Razor is because he just farms a lot and always has the items when they want to go pushing. And the ones who fail on Razor is because they don't proceed to get these items. You need to get the Aghanims, you need to get some tankiness. BKB is always welcome. Refresh Orb is, of course, a luxury you get later on.
Yep.
And RTZ always seems to have them.
Looks like Nightmare's going to start the initiation.
Yeah,
Keep in mind,
that
they could
should be a kill.
always debuff it if they want to take a sleep, but looks like that's not going to be the case. Universe drops a dual breath. Empyrean, I don't think Ice Path will save it.
No, possibly
But
not.
they get a
Actually,
kill.
don't get the first
Oh
blood.
my
Dual breath
God.
gets the
Got
kill,
it.
though.
Oh my
The
goodness.
damage output is real, and Bernardo Reyes trying to trace some right hits, but it's going to be a second Fire Blast,
Yeah.
and they get the kill there. But, you know, I might even say that's an EG win.
I think it is. I think as long as he's getting first blood, and especially on the Slark, I think that's good.
It's pretty much like this scenario happens quite often, right? Where you get the first blood, but the enemy get 2 kills. And in the end, we can see the graph here helps out a little bit to explain what happens. And the gold definitely goes
yeah.
the way of the team that kills 2.
Yeah, what happens is we're dead wrong there.
Yeah, and experience as
No,
well.
I actually-
But you can also get the gold and then spend it. And it's reliable gold.
No, I disagree with it. Like, sure, gold graph and all that stuff is great to show, but you got to keep in mind that EG dedicated far less hero in that engagement.
Yeah.
And being able to still grab the first blood, you're fine with that. 'Cause
Well, it's fine as long as the Vengeful is doing something worth,
Productive during that
something
time,
productive with the time. Else, it doesn't matter how many heroes were committed. And he's running around trying to find an opening mid lane. Fear pretty low on HP here, but Boogie holding on. He wants both his spells, that's why
yeah.
he could only have used one. Aggressive play by Trixie here on bottom lane. Always want to be careful about how much damage you can take. Oh no, Trixie.
That's
Is
a
this
rare
the
miss
Trixie
for
feed?
Trixie.
Is this the Trixie feed? He's coming in from behind.
Yeah, I
Oh,
mean, if
boy.
he gets magic missiled, he's actually straight up dead. Trying to dodge away, but the missiles
Yeah.
being given
Oh,
sight.
Jerax,
There's a big creep way here helping
yeah.
out Jerax, but there's really no way I could get the kill. Rotation's going to come down from top. The leap's going to come in. And I'm not sure whether they heard the Bruno pro tip, but Matumba Man does kill supports.
Yeah, he does.
the Finnish carry kills supports.
I
That
think
is,
like any AA in this game is going to be. I mean, it's going to be a sad time against Slark. I mean, it's really difficult to move around the map. You want to do supporty type things, but A, you're up against a Slark, and B, it's Matumba Man Slark, who seems to find he's like Batman. He drops out of the rafters, and you know, you got no chance.
Tumba Man confirmed Batman.
He's Batman.
It's a curious matchup though, the Slark against AA, because AA really on paper is nice against Slark, but in reality needs to be on a lane for quite a bit of time to catch up level 6 later on.
Yep.
And it's punishable by Slark's playstyle overall. But I mean, sure, if you land a good ulti on Slark, you can kill him.
But I think in this particular game, EG is doing a good job controlling Slark bottom lane. Makes it go here. PPD has a double damage. The sun's going to hit on Jerax, and so will... Actually, he's not going to rock it.
Oh, Jerax might die here. Maybe.
Well, he needs Trixie to actually take a little bit of damage. In fact, they're going to turn on Juan Fernandez. The double edge is going to get the kill. 1-for-1 trade. There's still double damage on PDD.
PPD looking for blood here. He has mana for a stun, but then again, Jerax is going to be just fine running up here. So both the cores on the lane are dying, and the support's like, sweet, we killed them. But right now the farm, EG are pulling ahead in last hits quite handedly.
Yeah, Slark only has ACS, and
Yeah.
that goes to my previous point. They are just keeping him away from the lane. Liquid Fire from a long range.
Jakiro,
Yeah,
what a laner though. I mean, Jakiro is a very hard opponent to go up against. So, I mean, mid, Valix is doing really well, and he is very used to playing this matchup of Viper versus Razor. But Razor is not really losing it. He has a few creeps to farm here, so he almost has, you know, 20 last hits, or 19, I guess 25. And in the lead on the nice last hit.
It's funny. I hate playing against a Razor and a Viper, so to see them against each other is
Fight to the death.
yeah, two super villains.
Very satisfying. Yeah.
So he doesn't level Ice Path at all. I stand corrected. I mean, Universe is the main.
Well,
So-
I think it's more of the lane. Generally, you do want to go one Ice Path at 4, but in this way, he's just beating a Slark. He's like, you know what? I'm not going to worry about stunning you.
Yeah.
I'm going to just push you out of the lane with mass damage.
Yeah.
And he sends Slark back. He's not going to get a kill on him, but you don't need a kill.
Yeah.
And he's just free farming now on Jakiro as well. I mean, he's 25 for CS, so not complete free farm yet, but he is now at a point where he has so many points into Liquid Fire that Slark cannot realistically walk up against that. And the lane's just working out really well for EG here, I feel.
Yeah, I mean, RTZ on the bottom lane gets 6 CS per minute. That's pretty impressive this early on.
This ward here on bottom by EG is also spotting. It dies now, but it has been spotting Jerax for a lot of the times that he has been looking for rotations.
There it is again.
It's still 1-0 and 2 though. So.
They do get the Nightmare off, and looks like, well, actually, it's going to transition into a
God.
2-man stun. PPD is dead. The call-down damage is real, though. They get 1 kill immediately. The second kill might come through. Jerax gets a ton of health back. Here comes the rotation from Zai. God,
Yes.
I forgot his name for a second because of that name. And it looks like they're going to get the kill with a chilling touch damage output.
Yeah, so they killed the Slark as well as the Centaur. Very big win there for EG, only losing PPD. And, you know, what was it they said earlier on the couch? That's what we have PPD for. Just, you know, taking the 5th position role.
Yeah.
So dying is fine for him.
It's funny that, I mean, traditionally you think of the captain as being the guy who's like leading the line and everything, but in Dota the captain is generally speaking the guy who plays that support role, does the drafting, but
It's easiest to
yeah.
captain from the support role.
you don't need to just focus on the last hit and then the
Yeah.
like that.
You have more time to look at the entire map, and you're the one who composed the draft as well. So you have a good idea of what you want to do, and top, they want to
he's
go
in
here.
trouble.
Well, I mean, there's a vengeful spirit right there.
tanky.
They're going to go on Booga. Booga's straight up dead. Nightmare might get the kill. Jerax,
Nice.
what a player. But they wanted the kill there. They didn't want to just deny a hero.
Yeah, I think they underestimated how tanky Jakiro is as well. If anyone is there, it backfires, right?
Yep. And this is where EG gets very dangerous, where the laning stage is just over, where the pickoffs are somewhat easier. And if you look at the other side, normally this is where a Blink Dagger Centaur just reigns supreme, and a Slark that has a little bit of farm reigns supreme.
Oh wow.
There is nothing on those two heroes, because they have shut them down lane.
Yeah.
Slark really has a little bit of farm. I mean, this is a very poor brown boot Slark. So
He's
very
got
hard.
less than Ogre.
Very hard to do anything impressive from that position. And Jakiro, and of course Arteezy. Arteezy has been doing really well on his gyrocopter. He's getting really farmed.
Uh-oh. Is Trixie dead? Stampede's going to be used defensively.
You know what spell would have been good there?
Yep. No, I didn't want to say it, buddy.
I mean, if he lands it.
I'm completely wrong anyway. Stops him for like 1 second.
Yeah, he does get 1 point into it now afterwards, backing up and getting some experience from creeps. He almost has the entire.
Jeez, how far is
dual
Universe?
scepter.
Yeah, like, he's going to have it before the 10-minute mark.
Yeah.
I like the fact that they realize the value of getting that stuff on Jakiro. Like, you know, sometimes you see him played in pubs, he's like, he's the 5.
Oh, the stack as well.
That is some big. But he farms really quickly for
Yeah.
support. Like,
I mean,
you stack it up, macro pyre. I mean, look, it's back up in 50 seconds.
they love the 3-position Jakiro, and in this game he even had a easier lane to farm up than the gyrocopter, I would argue. Nice stacks have been done here by Vengeful, so I think AA helped stack that a little bit as well.
It feels like the EG supports are always effective. Like,
So productive, yeah.
yeah, they're either stacking a couple camps, their carries are benefiting from it now, or they're roaming, or they're counter ganking.
They're very efficient with their time.
Yeah.
Very.
And almost got level 6 on AA as well, so Zai gotta be happy to kind of join the game at that stage. He's 0-2-1 right now, but early on as an AA, you can't do that much when you're not tri-laning. So I think he has been doing just what he should, stacking camps in the jungle.
Look at this support helping him farm. I never get this help.
I get that help, but then they take the last hit.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Oops,
Oh,
auto
did you-
attack.
oh. Whoops.
When you can see the hero twitching for the last hit.
Yeah.
Auto attack. Yeah. Anyway, I think what the Finnish team has to rely on now is how much can Viper do, right? He has to be a strong position for them in these fights because
Someone
they're
needs
so
to buy
underfarmed.
time, right? Someone needs to buy time for the slug to get a few things. I mean, why you think it has to be Viper? You don't think like Centaur, Ogre,
No, I
Bane
think
could do something?
due to Centaur and Slark being so underfarmed, they need. Oh, what is this?
It's a hasted universe. He's going to get nightmared. Is anybody coming in to help? I don't think there's enough burst damage to kill these two. Ice Blast is going to hit on
Oh,
Boogie.
this is gonna backfire, I think.
The swap's going to come down, and so will the call down Ice Path onto
buddy.
2. They are all dead. On top of Man
Oh.
wants to come in and secure 1 kill. He does on Jakiro, but that missile will hit. He needs to Dark Pack at the right time, and of course, he's going to take a ton of damage in doing so.
Yeah.
That rocket will hurt.
Yeah, it definitely will hurt, but he should be getting away, I believe. But they keep chasing here. Arteezy gonna realize in the end that he has to back off here. Really good fight for
Great
EG,
swap
though.
that. Swap into Ice Path. Legit.
Yeah, well played. Saving their teammate.
So I'm not sure whether I like
a little bit.
Valek's item choice here. He's completed drums, which is okay for like small engagement that we just saw in the river. But I feel like they need something big like a mech to win them some fights. Because what's going to tie you over till the Centaur blink and the Slark starting to do stuff?
Okay, here's what I'm gonna argue though, that they cannot win a 5-on-5. And it's mostly gonna be like 2 versus 3 or
And
3
drums is
versus
more
2.
helpful in that
Yeah, the
regards.
small pickoffs and trying to farm up. Like they can't engage into the stack of EG. And they can't defend their towers either, so going for mech would probably not give full value, whereas the drums is a decent farming item. You can progress, and Andy would be happy to see it.
Okay.
I just think they're in a position where it's hard to say mech is going to save you with AA as well being part of the game.
Can we quickly check how far behind for AFC
They're,
is in
they're
terms
about
of gold?
1,500 gold, I think it was.
Okay.
2,000 now. Okay.
So nothing like, oh, nice initiate here on top lane. Quite a bit of damage being dealt. They're going to kill him.
Right, and you get use Stampede to disengage, which is pretty important.
These are the fights that they need though.
Yeah.
Small pickups. Here and there, buying some time.
On someone like Gyro as well, that's good.
And
I mean,
they got
that's
it
Blink.
before they had the Blink Dagger as well. So now they have another tool to work with on the Centaur. And Slark has been giving some time to farm up now. Of course, it's 12:40 in, and he's 48 CS, so he's not too happy with what he currently is sitting at.
Oh, Sentry D ward.
He always gets these sentry wards, and he's gonna get probably 2 value D wards here because he might have smelled out the other one as well. Oh, he might resend this one as he realizes now that he drops his movement speed.
Oh.
Yes,
Might
sorry.
turn. Yeah, he turns. The courier is like, okay, you want one more?
It's a really good extra
Oh, is that out of range?
It's
Oh,
missing.
what?
No, that. Oh, a little bit sloppy dropping it that
Yeah,
quick.
that's actually a bad place to drop it.
Yeah. But he's a core, right?
Well,
Core players don't know how to D-word, man. Like that support job. Oh, this is a very big commitment.
That creep.
No, the creep is.
That creep is fucking it up.
no, that's a dominated
it's a
creep.
dominated
It's
creep.
an Arteezy creep.
Yeah, Arteezy is there in spirit.
Boogie's dead.
He's hitting him. Last hit, Arteezy.
Block it.
Okay. He actually got. Oh, okay.
I thought the creep
It's
was
call
making-
out. It's not the
I
range
was like,
creep. Calm down
yeah,
there.
Never mind.
That would have been so sweet.
Never mind. Fake hype.
So I'm going to look towards Centaur for FC to start kind of finding those ganks.
Yep. Definitely, and I mean Bane as well, right? Because you need that damage that he provides, and it's really good in 2-on-2 clashes, anything like that, or 2-on-1 ganks to have Bane with you. All the disable he has and the pure damage from Brain Zap as well is really good to quickly kill someone. I think they have a bit of stacks in their jungle, the Finnish team, at least down to the left. Yeah, they have a few stacks
Well, I
to
mean,
clear.
for that one stack, I think EG has stacked and killed like three or four others.
True. But they did go and block the Ancients now, pretty late, but at least it's blocked for the future.
And Zaya is like more than halfway to his Aghanims.
Dear God.
Remember when Matumba Man was killing Jodam over and over from VP? That A had nothing. But the difference here is that Zaya is able to farm up a lot more and be a factor in this game.
Yeah. Zai is really smart with his positioning as well. Like, he has patiently just been sitting there for so long. Oh, they're actually going heavily in the enemy jungle as well here. Meanwhile, the ganking Arteezy should be a kill on bottom.
Yeah.
And
Meanwhile, Matumba Man seems to be able to disengage from the rest of EG squad. So
yeah, I believe it was a TP out by Razor against the Viper and the Slark up there. Because, yeah, CD on CP. So he just got away safely.
Oh, Universe, perhaps in a little bit of trouble. He's going to just pop the heals and that's it.
Fine.
Matumba Man, by the way, is now 3rd net worth. He was like 4th from bottom.
Pretty strong catch-up, yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's going to go Midas.
No.
I think he's going to get that blink and start killing stuff.
It would be a
Start
game
going
losing
ham
Midas.
on people like AA.
Yeah, the Blink Dagger should maybe allow him to kill people, but a lot of the heroes on EG are already tanking up so much. I mean, you can dream about killing Fear, but you're not going to do it alone. And same thing with Gyro. He's so tanky, he just TP'd out against them, so...
I wouldn't say that 4ASC is as behind as they were 5 to 10 minutes ago, because it just felt like they could not do anything.
Yeah.
But now, since that couple of fights, the Bane ganks have been good, the Centaur ganks have been superb.
Yeah.
Now they're kind of back in this. They need like a couple more of these ganks, like on Arteezy, for example, then right back.
Well, that graph showed a nice tick up in their direction.
Yeah.
That's what you need. I think it's also important for almost like your morale as a team to think, no, our draft is fine. We're doing okay. We just messed up. We just made a couple of mistakes.
Sure.
We're still in this.
2 points into stats, by the way, on the Gyrocopter skill build.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you about that.
He opened with that.
I feel like it's actually worth leveling some of your nukes up.
I really believe that the Rocket is worth maxing, and of course, Rocket Barrage can also be amazing, depending on how you are going to play.
Sure.
So,
I mean, especially when a slug's jumping on you, you have like at least.
It's tough, right? Because getting stats on Gyro is also a big thing. Like having extra mana is very good.
Fair.
More HP is also very nice. So I think either way is nice, but I would like to see a max level rocket, the homing missile. It deals an amazing amount of damage, and especially against stuff like Centaur, Slark. They like to run away from you.
What do you get next on Matumba Man here? Basher? Something like that?
I think he needs more health.
He's almost always going into the Skadi at this
Yeah.
stage, and I don't see any reason for him to change that.
I mean, they essentially have a guarantee way to lock him down with the Yules. Although I think you actually could Dark Pack immediately as you come down before you get stunned by the Ice Trap. Is that correct? Because the calldown's going to get used, and
It is correct.
Dodge away from that.
It is correct. Sorry for delayed answer. AA ulti flying in as well, but Slark should be fine here as everyone is running, but the AA ulti hits a little bit too early.
But that's annoying for him, right? Because instead of being
Yeah.
at full health, being able to force the kill, he's just standing here regenning now.
Yeah, I think he might even jump here again, just knowing his aggression, but there are plenty of heroes down here. And Viper casually posing on mid, trying to deal some damage to that tower as well. It's full HP though.
I think that the Centaur's just been chilling in the bushes. They're waiting for someone to go on this Bane so he can jump in. He's been there for about 3 minutes.
Yeah, it's his Bushman. A ulti flying in mid. They're just defending that tower, doing just fine. Hitting on 3.
You know, when this game is being very slow and very kind of farm heavy,
It goes
farm
strategic right now.
Yeah, who is that favor? Is it EG favored or is it 4ASC favored?
It really depends on who can claim the first big fight, but just this pace right now, I don't think anyone is coming out ahead because Slark is catching up and he was very far behind. The courier might go into the smoke here. It actually
actually, if it tanks a smoke gang,
okay, it's fine.
oh, they're not going to go for it.
That's smart, actually.
Yeah, they're gonna go straight behind here. Jax is dead.
I mean, if
This is a big rotation for a Bane.
Can Centaur get out or is he dead? He actually seems to have just rushed away, so he's gonna be just fine. And, well, that's a very big rotation, as you said. Matumba Man also realized that everyone is missing, and he has been pushing bottom.
Yeah. Here's the thing, though, because everybody's just farming, you just got a small gank without much cost. It's not like you're not farming much because of it, because the cores are still doing quite well.
Yeah,
in terms of farm.
so a slight advantage for EG, but they are trading for some damage onto towers. Oh, this is a dead Valix, I think.
Yeah. That's where it becomes an issue. Like, losing a Bane to a smoke gang, you're like, okay with that.
No.
You're not okay with this.
No, he played too aggressive for too long there.
Although,
and
here comes a little bit of rebuttal. Matumba Man looking for the pounds. That BKB is still on for a long time. All down's going to clip on everybody. The slow is very persisting. And looks like Arteezy's going to just walk away.
Yeah. The Essence Shift, of course, going through the BKB as well. So even when you BKB against the Slark, he does deal a lot of damage.
Really?
onto
Wow.
you. Yeah, just with the right clicks. It is an annoying spell that you cannot, or it's not a spell, but it's an annoying passive that you cannot get rid of.
So this is an argument for not taking up that dual breath at level 2.
Oh,
And
he's dead?
that's a free kill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a
Sure.
nice find.
Finding what's hard to find.
He just does this.
Yeah.
They really do know the timings of when to move into the jungle and how to get picks. They're so good at it.
But that's 4ASC's playstyle. They
Absolutely.
just find people and kill them. That seems to be, you know, the key strategy.
It's a good strat. It
killing
works
the
well.
enemy, killing the enemy is a good strat.
Yeah.
I will agree to that. But at some point, objective gaming
Yes.
is also pretty strong.
Yeah. EG only lost 1 tower at this point.
Yeah. And they have the Jakiro and starting to get really dangerous now with Gyrocopter and Razor being pretty farmed up. But you know, if 4ASC can keep spreading the enemy thin over the map, I think they can definitely take this mid game. And Jarek's trying to get up some farm here as well. Blink Dagger would be very nice, but not gonna get too greedy.
I do want to speak a bit about Jakiro's skill build here. He went like 2 dual breath and then 3 in liquid fire by level 5. And it was really good in lane. We talked about how he kind of kept Slark out. But there's a big delay from going to level 11 to level 12. And now he has the Yule Scepter. He doesn't have the max Ice Path. And that's kind of... If he got the earlier point of Ice Path, he would have max Ice Path by now. With the change in experience.
I still think the 2 points in Duo Breath is,
It's still good.
Is pretty fine.
The other way to actually do it is to have max liquid fire and dual breath by 9.
Yeah.
Because you just clean up Creep Wave so quickly.
Yeah, but now he's a danger even for... He's a threat even to the Centaur with the Stampede Runaway. So he can just Yules people. And even if he Stampedes for someone else, you know...
The Ice Path.
Whoever he ganks with his Blink Yule Scepter, he can kill them. So I think this is a very tailored skill build by Universe. And I like it.
All right. Valix doing a little bit of slow sieging on this T1. Does Zai have his Aghanim to it?
He is very close. Extremely close. Can he deny it? No.
No.
Okay.
I mean, Viper, hard to deny. And in fact, Valix, he's going to get stunned up. BKB, though, will block everything, and Zai will not get his
Swap.
swap to cancel the TP. He does have Stampede buff, but it looks like he's going to fight his way out of this one.
Bottom lane as well. Aggression going out, but TP out once again from the Razor, even against 2 stunners there. And aggression on top lane.
There's a body.
Oh, the Razor TP'd out. Fought. It was the...
Jakiro, I believe, that TP.
Jakiro TP out bottom. Sorry, mixing up the colors. So, in the end, good for Finstack, but they did lose the 10-second BKB charge on Viper and still died with him. But getting the tower and 2 picks, you can't say that.
And
this was
delaying
a bad
Zai's
trade.
Aghanims. I think that's actually the biggest part of there.
Yeah, that's true.
So, I mean, look at the wards now coming out from 4SC. Pretty aggressive in the enemy jungle. Although the sentry will eventually... Is he waiting for the courier to come by or something? I'm not sure.
Not really
Casual
busted.
AA ult.
Hey, ulti
Oh,
just
let's
flying
see
over.
Jirax, yeah.
And is this a smoke down bottom, or is it just a rotation? It is a smoke rotation, actually. So going for the Veil next, obviously, is
So
Universe.
much damage.
Yeah, he's gonna deal a tremendous amount of magic damage, and that's why Centaur has a hood, I believe, completed up. So he wants to get that pipe for his team. And, you know, when he has Blink, he can go for whatever item, so pipe is very nice.
I really like the casual magic bush ward in enemy jungle. Just like, you know what, you're not gonna be as efficient as we are. And looks like we're gonna see a little backstab. Blink, Ice Path, everything on Boogie. They'll get a quill very clean and fast. And let's see if 4SC wants to fight this.
Yeah, Ogre just got a little bit of taste of every single spell from EG. I doubt that 4SC wants to contest the tier 1 tower. It just dies so fast, and you can't really fight against Gyro and Razor when they're stacked together. The five-man is still the same thing as early on. You can't take it.
This really opens up the Roshan, though.
Yeah.
They'll get it if 4SC doesn't come in the next 10-15 seconds.
Yeah,
I do think it's still pretty even in terms of net worth. It doesn't look...
it is. And Slock is actually,
Yeah, it's
you know,
only
he
1,000 up.
wiggled
that's
his way
XP.
up to #1 on the,
go,
on the
look at
net
that.
worth.
Net worth.
I feel, though, the items on EG are doing more, though. Like, every time you use Ice Path, Blink, Initiation from Chihiro, it's getting you 1 kill.
Yeah, it's so big.
Whereas Centaur blinking in, sure, that's a good initiation. It's not a guarantee kill, especially
Yeah,
against
yeah.
like a BKB Gyro. And I imagine Razor has his BKB by now, right? So,
He does.
yeah.
I also
so,
think, you know, even if the fight doesn't result in a... Let's say you get a fight and a couple of dudes running away low, you've got that Ags Ice Blast to follow up now. So
Oh, yeah. The AA follow-up is a big thing.
really big.
He can follow up on anything, really. Very likely that Universe is going to try and get some solo kill whenever he sees someone. And Finstack, even with Roche going down there, it seems they couldn't find too much. Trying to bait with the Viper top, but that's, you know, that's the most obvious bait ever.
Right.
Because a Viper will not push a lane unless he has backup, especially knowing that Eventual is just going to cancel a BKB top.
looks like they're going to try to get a fight here.
they're
Going
here.
PPD is going to find... Oh, swap, but he's going to get stunned first. And is he going to grip him? Are they going to
the
disengage? I think they're going to disengage.
The Centaur runaway. Rocket is onto this Ogre, though. He's marked.
Run, Buggy!
Yeah, he's pretty fast.
Well, actually, but he has no help.
He might be fine. The enemy is not that close. They gave up on that.
Yeah.
Stampede, good spell.
Oh, I
Stampede?
hear a... Oh, he's just nightmare.
Stampede has been the spell of the tournament, I'm going to say.
I think it's actually quite good, especially if you think, and this is, you know, no disrespect to 4ESC, but they probably, being realistic, consider themselves the underdogs in this game. So
Yeah,
I
sure.
think the Centaur ult gives you a chance to say, bail on this fight right now. Like, he, you know, like just then, they disengaged, nobody died because of Centaur ult.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well-
is he going to Dark Pack this?
Oh!
He did get the Dark Pack, but even then, quite a bit of damage dealt. And A ulti lasts forever, so he cannot blink. He's just going to go for TP out.
You know, we talked
Nice
about...
timing.
That was a close one.
Off goes that rocket.
You know, we actually talk about how like you can't regen under Dark Pack and whatever, but I think the dot damage is actually more important by disabling that blink dagger.
Yeah.
Because you can't re-engage, you
Yeah.
can't blink away, and that's a big part of Slark's mobility.
Yeah, he heavily relies on the fact that he can pounce and blink to get so big distance to the enemy after getting a kill, and then just TP out. Top, Jarekopter TPing in. Jarex might want to go for
Grip?
this.
Oh, I'm surprised there was no
Well,
grip.
Aegis.
Yeah.
It's the Aegis respect. He knows if they grip on Aegis under tower, it's not going to turn out well.
Yeah.
Slark runs
not
by
worth.
a ward here, and runs into the AA, but cannot
TP,
cancel
yeah.
TPs. They're stealing one little bit of stats.
And when your team have this kind of excellent start, when like the one that EG had, your support just gets beefy enough where you could just make that TP out. If Jotum tried that the other day,
Yeah,
when you have like 600 health, you're not going to even complete your TP, and you're going to just die.
Yeah, but as soon as he gets his basher again on Slark, I mean, it's the same game once again.
Right.
Doesn't matter if you tanky, actually Slark might even like that, because then he can get more stats out of you before he kills you.
Sure.
So,
What do you feel about Jurax
Value.
taking up that nightmare, though? I think this is about time where you say, you know what, we need more Enfeeble. Because that gyro starts to get a little bit scarier.
a lot of Banes are doing this, but we saw it yesterday as well.
I think
But
it's
I really
also
think-
Jurax playing it.
Yeah, but I think the Amphibo is really worth maxing out.
Cannot be
fairly
dispelled by
fast.
BKB, Manta style.
Yeah, it used to be the way that you just put 1 point into Nightmare, but teams seem to value the long disable that you can give with it. I'm not sure. I'm not really sold on
I'm not sold either.
Yeah.
The thing is, I think these guys, they know that if they get a Nightmare on someone, that a rotation will come. So it might buy you enough time to get someone there to rotate in and help you out.
They're running right in here. BKB's going to get activated. They'll turn back for now. Boogie a little bit late on the turning back. Forces out a 10-second BKB just with a Stampede. Meanwhile, back in the enemy jungle, Trixie, he's going to straight up die. He wanted Universe. Did not get die, excuse me. They're going to try to focus on the gyro. They get the BKB, or sorry, the Aegis. BKB from Fear comes out as well. Matumba Man, can he blink or leap away? He's kind of stuck in the trees. He should be fine.
Yeah, he should be fine. I think that Centaur had to be there in that fight, and he's gonna steal some stats as the TP out comes. He finds PPD, but again, no Basher, just taking stats. So the reminder, for a few minutes, or 2 minutes exactly, the enemy is gonna be slightly weaker.
That's why I like Basher, man.
Yeah, Basher is amazing, but Discardi is so needed. We saw how low HP he got.
Basher does give you some strength, though. We'll give him a bit more.
Slightly, yeah.
But not
So
as
the
much
4 or
as Scotty,
6.
yeah.
Can't really be compared to Ascari, though.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, he'll give us a Basher now. No questions about
Definitely. But the Centaur should probably have been there for that fight if they wanted to take it. But he tried, of course, to find the Ancient Apparition, knowing he's not in the push. He's like, maybe I can get this guy. Turned out to be a feat.
Oh, there's the Basher right away.
You know,
that wasn't long.
If you're a fan of EG here, like, do you feel like they're not leading decisively enough? They have the item to show for it. The BKB make them reign supreme right now, but they're not really like pushing tier 2s. They're not really pushing high ground. They just got a tier 2 top.
If you're a fan of EG, I mean, you're probably pretty happy, but right under that gyro, you see both the Viper and the Slark in net worth. And with the Basher now is the time that EG really need to tighten up their play, because they've been relying heavily on TPing away from Slark.
Yes.
Try that now, and you might not get that lucky.
Oh, they're going to try TP in and defend. No more Aegis this time.
Just gyro.
This T2 might actually be in trouble. Glyph's going to come out. Matumba Man going right in. And there you go. The Bash is going to force out a swap. They're going to go right on PPD. He's going to get removed. Actually, they're going to finish the gyro. Go back for PPD. And here comes Fear, but the grip is there. Ice Blast, though. That's going to hit on everybody. They need to burst down Fear.
Yeah.
They'll run away. Valix is going to get Yules.
Okay, they lose one, because Valix cannot get out of this. They can't also re-engage here. They want to, but the heal is so delayed.
That's a huge loss, though, for EG.
Yeah, massive loss. And that was under their own tower. So that's the danger right there. For ASC, don't care about BKBs. They just keep going. The Basher did its work. And that's a lot of experience and gold towards the Finns.
That's why Bane is so big. Got that grip as well, I think. You know, it's so... He's such a useful hero.
Yeah. And Centaur, I have to say, Stampede has been the spell of the tournament. A lot of teams are using it, and that is what allows you to jump people so effectively. Because normally a tower dive is kind of telegraphed.
Yeah.
You can see it, and you're like, okay, we got, you know, we can swap you out, and we're gonna have 2 TPs there before they really get in. But everyone is just on top of you, already killing you, and then Venge has to swap, dies immediately, and the gyrocopter also went down.
Again, it's not about your cores getting in, because generally they have enough mobility, but having your supports being able to go in and drop that Fire Blast or the Brain Sap.
Get that multicast in there, yeah?
And I mean, just to follow up on what Ted said earlier, even as a runaway spell, a lot of times, like, a team will try to save each other and end up losing way more, but you press a button and everybody's out.
It's known. We're sounding the abandoned ship. Every man for himself.
Right.
Every man for himself, but he turns into a Saint Bolt and he's pretty fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so a Smoke Gang here rotation. But actually, Zai throwing an ulti.
Well, Zai's dead.
Yeah. He's definitely dead, and they're looking for more as well. Trixie not getting any help on this. He's actually gonna live.
Trixie's like, guys?
Guys, team?
Well, they're gonna go for what I believe to be a higher value target if they could get him. And it's gonna be Universe going down.
Oh, Slark killed Razor on bottom. That's a massive win for Slark.
I was saying, where's the Slark? Why isn't he helping this gank? That's gonna force another TB from RTZ. Can we take Blink Stun? Oh, the magic missile. Well, I think they might be still getting the kill. Yeah, Valix is shooting poison right now.
Looked kind of bad at first, but the solo kill on bottom lane by Matumba Man, killing off Fear.
Yeah.
That is massive. Like, this is this is what's so impressive about Finstack or the Finnish team when they play Slark.
Yeah.
Finding kills wherever they go, man.
Ban this hero against
Yeah, just
4ASC.
ban it,
I really
I think.
think you gotta.
I mean, 4-2 and 4 doesn't look that impressive, but given the start he had,
Yeah,
I
he
don't
is
know if
now
any other
second.
Slark player would get anything out of this.
He's second by only 800 in net worth. Look at that swing.
Yeah. He definitely has gained a lot of fans during this tournament already, I
I'd
think.
say he's my MVP. Him or Jerax, I'm undecided, but it's one of those two for MVP so far.
And Slark pickers were born.
I've tried playing Slark and he is hella fun, but I wish I could play him even a 10th as well as
Matumba Man using his ult to
Yeah.
actually put the tower in deny range.
Look at the distance he creates
Well, he
immediately.
might be a little
Yeah.
bit okay, never mind.
What can't
so
he
quick.
do? It's ridiculous.
Yeah, tower does get denied in the end, but that also opens up the... So EG lost all their tier 2s, and this is impressive for ASC. Holding on to more towers than EG. Did you expect this?
No, not especially with the Jakiro offlane from Universe.
And the start they had.
Yeah.
Roshan gonna be up shortly. The check is there. Oh, are they gonna miss this?
I don't think they
just
smoke
spawned.
under ward.
He just spawned.
Okay, well, if they win this fight, they'll go back and check again.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true. That's
yeah.
true. But they don't even find anyone right away. So that's very unlucky timing.
That's ridiculous.
That's yeah.
And you know what? I think it's gonna be a Radiant check, and they'll know. Ice Blast's gonna go top, and with this Ice Blast, they should
Well, they
know.
think that they're on Roshan. You know, they think that they're in. Look at them. Finstack are posing for the Roche.
Yeah.
they gotta get out top for
Yeah.
ASC.
I think
Stampede
they're
and run
back
away
in. I
right
think they're
now.
gonna
Well, they might run right into it, but there's a ward
God.
vision. The difference in vision is just unreal right now.
Charge away. Don't lose anyone. Oh, EG are on the hunt.
They got Yules to jump into the trees. The blink is
Jukes.
available. I hear some like cries of scream from Matumba Man. He is
Yeah.
fine.
That was a yelp.
Yeah, I think.
Like that, for sure.
Yeah. Okay, so they get out clean, got some damage onto the tower, and in the end, no one really getting anything.
Yep, but it's a 5-man EG smoke.
But I think for ASC, they dodged a bullet right there.
Well, they're gonna check Roche now for EG.
Oh, the axe on Ogre is up as well. That's a
Wow.
lot of burst. If you ever find a core out of their BKB, that gives a long chain stun and also tons of damage onto him.
They can test this, right?
Well, I mean, if they're gonna smoke right, oh, actually that ward got dewarded. I'm not sure how they found out. Maybe Slark doing Slark things.
Could have walked by there, true.
Yeah.
So Roshan,
Stampede is down, remember?
That is true. That's definitely kind of their bread and butter skill.
it's not that long cooldown though.
Yeah.
Do you concede this?
3
Well, actually,
seconds?
3 more
You wanna
seconds.
fight into
Maybe
it?
they'll go
They
into
see
this.
them. Oh, this is really, really tense. EG, the ball is just standing there.
They were waiting for Matumba Man. Is he
They
gonna?
have good Roche fighting.
Well, Matumba Man jumps behind. In fact, they're gonna do a flank from the backside here. BKB all getting golden, and Trixie in a little bit of trouble here. Fear kind of the biggest and baddest. They're gonna focus right on the Roche. Aegis gets picked up here, and they're gonna go right in. This is a really bad go for 4ASC. Here finally comes the Superman. There's
Slark
a
is a
swap
beast,
back
though.
in. PPD getting the immediate focus. He is dead.
They're doing this, I think.
Yeah, the multicast going right on the gyro. Aegis gets reused immediately. Universe now getting pounced on. Universe drops the ice path. Matumba Man says, yo, I'm going to keep on right-clicking. Universe
Oh my God, the
self-heals
execution.
just to delay. And everybody on
Are you
Aegis side is
kidding?
in
lose anyone.
Making it look easy.
You know, it looked clowny and messy as hell.
Okay.
Wait,
Well,
did-
the
did-
pick-off on the AA. No AA ulti on anyone.
Right.
That's
GG.
absolutely massive.
Oh my
GG is
God,
called. Okay, the first game. We said it was gonna be important for 4ASC. And this gives them some good chances to go in and get that 2-0 in. But really impressive taking it to EG here.
Well, I mean, just to remind ourselves, EG did win Star Ladder, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, against Secret, which is a pretty good team, right?
Yeah, but that's why this is so impressive as
There's
well.
4ASC coming here.
Yeah, 4ASC is a team that, you know, you can say that it looks very pubby, their playstyle, and a lot of people are probably questioning their over-aggression in sometimes, but I think they've looked very controlled from them.
Yeah.
And being able to take this type of playstyle towards EG and making it work, especially after the laning phase looked so good for EG, I think they're looking great.
I think they looked fantastic in that game. I don't think their over-aggression is over-aggression. I think it just unsettles teams and it says, well, do you know what? Okay, so you got a slight lead in laning, but we're just going to come right back at you and pen you in for the whole game. We're going to get pickoffs. We're going to be aggressive. And Centaur and Slark are so key to the way they play.
And the last fight was beautifully executed.
I thought it was over
yeah,
for them.
Amazingly. So, great play by the Finns. Welcome back, Shiver.
Thank you. And to be honest, I was not expecting it. I mean, I said at the start, my prediction was 2-0 for EG.
Yeah,
Of course, Shane said whenever they get Slark, they win.
yeah.
Is this first ban Slark material right here?
have
I
to.
think
You
Matumba
have
Man is
to.
so good with Slark that if you don't ban him against him, you're inviting failure.
Yeah.
But also, as said, like the fights that they take, they're so well coordinated. Would you like draft your whole game plan to just not fight as much? Because EG is also known for like wanting to fight, wanting to go for those 5-man fights, but they just got outplayed.
Yeah.
Or would you
it's-
say outdrafted?
It's
most
tough
of
to
it?
say exactly how EG should have played this out differently, but they did have the stronger 5-man, which forced the enemy to play around them for a very long time. Maybe EG could have gotten more done during the time they were so dominantly stronger in the 5-man scenario, before the Bashers online on Slark. But it's really tough to say. I think
I actually think it's
impressive.
the Slark, but not so for his fighting capability. I think for a team like EG, they're so good. Once they dominate the map, they have vision everywhere.
Yeah.
But Slark is like the hero that says, I'm going to remove your vision.
Tons of D words.
And it doesn't
Look at
matter if
that
you have a 10k
smile.
goal lead, if the enemy team could do like a one,
Yeah.
2-man pick-off without fear.
That's
And the fact that you have the vision to do so.
The D words did a lot, and we see, of course, Matumba Man and Lagged sitting there. Lagged, another Finnish player that I did not know he was going to be a manager for this team. Nice to meet him here as well. A lot of people that I have never met.
Yeah, and I just wanna go for one more point before we head into to a short break, because I thought the laning stage went pretty okay for EG. They didn't necessarily lose any lanes real hard.
Yeah.
They went for dual lanes. Now, personally, I really like dual lanes because I feel like, okay, it's a safe way to go. You know what?
You like
We're
to
not,
have a friend.
yeah, we're not going to per se lose the games, the lanes rather. We're going to, but at least we're not going to, they're not going to win the lanes per se, but they're not going to lose the lanes either.
They won the lanes pretty hard. Nobody
Yeah.
got farmed on
Yeah.
the 4ASC
Yeah,
side.
the buddy-buddy system worked out beautifully the first 7-8 minutes of the game, and Universe was crushing top lane.
Could they've done something different in the laning stage? You think that they might have come out even more on top than they did?
I think they got everything they wanted out of
Yeah.
the laning stage. I mean, Yule Scepter finished on Jakiro in 10 minutes into the game.
But he also, I want to ask you a question, Lumi, because the way the game developed, Universe got a lot of farm. He got the Blink and Yule Scepter.
And then it was
and then for
Veil's-
Veil.
Yeah.
But they played a lot of solo gaming where Universe would be pushing somewhere, running on his own, because
Right.
he feels pretty safe with the Yules and Blink Dagger. Do you think they needed to group up together sooner and try to force the push? Because they were fairly strong.
I mean, it's easy to say you need to group up, but because they're running around, like for example, Zai got a very early Aghanims.
Yes.
It's because Universe left the lane and let him farm.
Yeah.
So there is definitely costs to grouping up because
Yeah.
I think your support's going to be more underleveled, and that means Matumba Man's going to have a better time killing those supports. So it's really hard to say. I think it's just ban Slark because the vision game is too hard to deal with. I think EG is the better team. They're a more experienced team, but
Yeah.
you need vision.
True.
To
And
find
it's
these ganks.
Bringing a team out of their comfort zone is so important.
Yeah, yeah.
So you need to find a way to do this.
Make them beat
against
you with Ember.
4ASC.
Make them beat you with LC or something. you know?
Exactly. Because I think EG has a much wider comfort zone. They can play tons of different heroes really well. Whereas 4ASC, they have a style, and it's the same style every single game. We have not seen them really switch it up. It's about going for kills, and they don't
Yeah.
draft that much push.
Make them pay late.
They don't
Would you
draft
say it's
farm.
working for them so far?
It definitely
Maybe
is.
that's why they're not changing
It
it.
definitely
Actually,
is.
they did have that one Dusa game.
They did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Well, definitely for a lot of people, probably an unexpected result. Something else that's unexpected, or at least that was unexpected for me, new commercial, birds. So let's see if we can have some of those again as we go into a break before our second game of the series.